So what I'm mentioning
Here's the
is
problem of this entire thing:
here's the problem of this entire quote unquote thing.
the fact that some people say, "Oh, without the bad, you won't know the good." Uh, that's the biggest stupid story I ever heard in my entire life. So many, you know, stories that are false versus stories that are true. Instead of people feeding what is true, growing what is true, multiplying what is true, they're trying to make you buy this nonsense idea that if you don't know bad, you won't know good. And there's no other notions with nonsense beliefs similar to that also. Waste of misspent of time. Instead of growing what is true, multiplying what is true, feeding what is true, adding on to what is true, being the truth, so the truth can stick and so the truth can be similar to a glue and be 100% all elements of reality and 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 all elements of reality. Some people, what they're doing is they're realistically trying to dupe me, trying to fool me, trying to convince me, trying to make me accustomed to a lot of false nonsense ideas, thoughts, narratives, doings, perceptions, perspectives, and the list goes on. Trying to make me believe. So don't misspend my time, man. If you wanna quote unquote be bad and quote unquote be evil, go ahead, go. If you're gonna hit yourself on the head, I say don't. However, if you're going to anyway, at least don't drag anybody in the process. Okay? This nonsense false reality that we're experiencing is abnormal. People have to understand that. Okay? Understand the facts. People say, "Oh no, well look, something is normal because of this, because of that, because of this or that." To be honest with you, nothing to do with what is normal. How can you suggest that something is normal when something has nothing to do with what is normal? You claiming that something is normal doesn't make something so. They're all false perceptions.
Good, Paco.
Stop believing everything you hear. Nothing to do with reality.
Okay, so in each given conversation that I'm having, there's a lot of details that I can connect with everything else and so on and so forth. However, I'm not going to be doing that. That's for later. This moment of time, people simply must understand something, then be able to accept what is true, to be able to then change what is false, so the truth can be manifested correctly. Because otherwise, you have truth manifesting, and then you have something else that is false manifesting, and that was earlier what I was talking about to do with something that is making sense, something that is not making sense, and something that is realistically a mix of sense and nonsense, and that doesn't make sense. And so that's not reality. What reality is everything making sense and everything continuing thereof to make sense. That's what true reality is, how everything makes sense and continues thereafter to make sense. Everything else that is making sense and then not making sense is just something that you're accustomed to. You're brainwashed, you're conditioned, you're trained to think that something is normal. So, with awareness, with understanding that particular fact, then whatever people are doing through their entire days, they can then think, hey, you know what? This isn't normal. And then understanding that, accepting that can change something. And then when people are changing, the most important thing is for people not to be bothered in the process of whatever they are changing, to then get out of a void, to then get out of another void, to then get out of another bubble, to then get out of another stage or two of another predicament that they may be involved in, and then be able to then be where they're supposed to be. Then same ongoing process to be where they're supposed to be until they get out of everything. They're not in anything anymore until they're who they're supposed to be realistically, and then change accordingly and learn accordingly to what is true, attain knowledge, fulfill purpose with going their height, reaching their height, to be able to then change according to what is true. You know what I'm suggesting? Well, people know this of what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say this. However, if there's some type of issue that people don't realistically understand, they're scratching their head over, I may know the answers to just because I happen to be true and I happen to understand this. So if you feel though you don't understand something, I perhaps do. So give me a call. 818-216-6285. And my name is Gevo.